Hello, friends. So I wanted to take a minute because I got a couple of stashes of cool vintage stuff. I'm going to go with the one that's a little bit more varied because it's small. So I stopped by a new to me antique store, little antique mall, and they had a couple of vendors that had a couple of things. I think this is so interesting, and it's just calling out for something to come here in the middle. It was in with some hankies, so it was listed as a hanky, and which meant it was a little less expensive than some of the other things. So I thought that was cool. All kinds of, I mean, I can use the whole thing or I could use different parts of it. It's in pretty good shape, a few spots, but not bad. All right, then this woman had a whole little drawer of different hankies. And this wouldn't usually be something, because it's not embroidered, it's printed, but I am thinking about the, what is it? This Roxy School or Roxy Journal of Stitchery. I'm thinking about the flowers in this vase. And I think that these would be ideal for cutting out to include in a piece like that. So that's why I was excited about that one. And also, let's see, I think that was the only one like that there. This was just so sweet. Look at that precious little border. I love that. So I can definitely see that on a lot of different projects. I could just use the whole thing, and it is such soft fabric. So that will be going in a piece of, I don't know what exactly. This was just, it has some stains, but it's just so pretty. I don't know, I really like these little leaves too. So that one is very pretty. Nice little linen. Okay, then I got a few doilies, and you'll laugh in a minute because you're going to see my next stash. But this is just a ribbon that's tied onto it. I got this one because it has these 4 distinct pieces that I can use. I have some projects right now using yellow, and so I kind of was drawn to that. So a doily there. I got these 3 little doilies for hardly anything. I'm always looking for small doilies because they're so flexible. In fact, I'm going to put this in my sewing pouch because I'm in the middle of a project that could be really cute on. So I love that. I got this. Okay, this one is really random, but so my dad was born in Montana, and I found this is a vintage hanky of Montana. I thought it was so cool. He was born up here near the entrance to Glacier National Park in Kalispell. That's where my family, the homestead was. But it's not something that I would usually use, but I'm wanting to work on some kind of piece that brings together lots of different parts of family history. And so I could not pass this up. I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to use it, but it needed to come home with me. And then I got these 2 pieces of crocheted purple that obviously are the same in terms of color and everything else. And I'm wondering if they went, like, what in the world is this? If you know, tell me. It looks like a flower. And that's kind of what I was thinking of using it as. Like, it's just so cool. But I don't know what it is. I was thinking it's like, it looks like a doll dress, but it's not. It's only 2-dimensional. But it could definitely be used in a piece as a dress, like a 2-dimensional dress. And then this piece, I thought at first it might be a lace collar, and it might be. It doesn't have any, you could just pin it on. I'm guessing that's what this is, but it's a little different than most lace collars that I've seen. But I think that's probably what it is. Anyway, both of those. So aren't those pretty? Okay, so I got these at this one little place, and I was very happy to discover it because I had not been in there before. All right, the Facebook Marketplace, it doesn't owe me anything for this transaction. I got a lot of doilies, not just a lot as in many, but a lot. So someone was selling 19 doilies for $20. And they're not just like little tiny things. They are like this. I have washed them, I soaked them and washed them and soaked them and washed them. And there's some of them are still in rough shape, but I just thought this was so cool. They're like little black-eyed Susans or daisies. So this is one of my 19 that I will now show you. All right, so this is quite a little vintage haul, but I know that if anyone will appreciate it, it's you. Just a little doily with a red flower, simple. The thing was that all of these are intricate, large, with lots of pieces. I mean, huge collection. I'm drawn to it because it has these elements that I could use in different things. I mean, I'm not like a giant doily girl, but these are beautiful and they're beautifully made, really creative. And I liked all those pieces. So here's another one. And I have two, I think, of this kind. Really pretty center. And then all of these little purple and yellow flowers, which I have found a lot of this type of one, and I don't know why it was so popular. There's different kinds, but anyway, that one, this one, which is in a little bit rough shape on this side, but I will probably, use these different parts anyhow. So it's coming apart, but that's okay. So that one. Another with the pink and green in the center. This one with blue. The other one had pink. We've got this. I don't, some of these are like super frilly, but I think for creating dimension in a piece, you can create a flower. Some of these aren't maybe my color as much, but I think they're cool. So they will get used. This one is really cool. Look at this. So I was washing and I was looking at it. The little stamens are just really beautifully done. And then this incredibly delicate crochet work. And then their little stems come down. So, that's just a really cool piece. Again, some of the embroidery is not, or the crochet and the stitching is not in the best shape, but they're still beautiful. And again, a ton of little flowers on there. All right, then we have another like this. It's a little bit of a different design, but similar to one of the others. This is very delicate with a frilled edge with that pretty orange. Must have been really popular. But I like it because I use that color in a lot of different things. Then we have this massive orange one, which has these pieces in the center. Again, there's just something you can do with a lot of it. It's just incredible texture. Really like the colors on that. And now this one is definitely, it's sad. It is in a weird condition, but these little flowers are perfect. So I will probably liberate the little flowers and they will come and join one of the projects I'm working on. So that will be great. We've got this one also kind of odd. Not odd, but what are these flowers? I do not know. Are they flowers? I mean, they are flowers. Just really, I guess they look like lilies, actually. I may have to play with them because they're just kind of stretched out, but I think there's something sculptural there too that we can use. Okay, now prepare yourself. This one is huge. It doesn't even fit in my space. And it's very pink. But you know. I mean, but there's all kinds of pieces here. I don't know. Maybe I could try dyeing some of it. I don't know. You tell me what you would do with it. And it's like a fishing net. It's really huge. But this little flower in the middle is pretty. I think I had an Afghan when I was like 15 that was in these colors. All right. Another one of these frilled edge ones, but in yellow and white. Then we have an fairy purple. People were really into these variegated purples in whatever period these were being made. But again, I just love how much texture and volume you get. You could sculpt this into something really interesting. I always think about that when I see these doilies. Like, it's, you know, it just, I don't know, has interesting possibilities. This is very sweet. I really like the yellow in it. There's a lot of this design. This is cool. I like it. And then a couple of white ones, which again, just, this one is very stained. I did a lot of, and it has a lot of holes, but it has these little pieces. I could see using some of these that are not stained in some slow stitch projects. And even those stained ones, I mean, adds kind of some character. So that will get used. And this, like, again, is it a doll dress? Does it go like this? I do not know. I do not understand what is happening with this doily. If you know what it's designed for, leave your comment below. I mean, it looks like a dress, but not a dress. A hat, but not a hat. I am confused. I did not grow up in the South. I don't know. Maybe it's one of those things where if you did grow up in the South, you would know. I just don't know. But I still like it. And I think I can still find a use for it in providing texture. So that was my crazy vintage haul of so many doilies. So many doilies. Seriously. When I was washing them and they were outside, I was like, who am I? I've become the doily woman. But you know what? It was a deal. And the guy was so happy that they were being used. So I will find something to do with my 19 doilies over time. It'll take a while. What would you do with 19 doilies? Comment below. I would really love to know.